Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Two Buds One Podcast, episode 53. I am your host, the Techno Jelly, with my co-host Alchem Games. Alchem, this week has been, I think, I don't know. Do you think it'd be safe to say the craziest week in VTubing in a
Oh
long
no,
time?
it
Like,
is quite the clusterfuck.
yeah, I think it's the craziest week. Honestly, the craziest,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, the craziest 48 hours that happened on when ironmouse posted a video saying they were quitting Vshojo, which I don't know how you reacted to it personally, but I was surprised when the initial video hit. And then as I watched the video, I was like, holy cow. Like, I was flabbergasted. I don't know about you. What
It
about
was honestly when I first heard about it, and that was
hmm,
early in the morning because she posted it in the morning.
yeah.
It was like morning, mid afternoon kind of thing, and that I was just hearing about it. What was it? It was honestly it was crazy. It's just
Yeah, it was crazy.
I you finding out more and more stuff as time goes on.
Yeah.
You're finding out it and not just once she did her announcement, you just saw everyone else like suddenly open up and talk,
Yeah.
at least
Well,
within a
not
few
right away.
days.
Not right away because some of them
No,
couldn't
no, but
talk.
except for one,
Yeah. Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
literally went just
Yeah.
shortly
I
after
mean,
Mouse did
yeah.
that.
I mean,
Went talking. Oh my,
Kason literally went just she
oh,
went nuts.
oh,
She went crazy.
that
It was
was
hilarious.
fantastic.
I don't know about you, but I couldn't understand a word, but I watched that live. Like that was
That was
I couldn't
fantastic. I
understand, but there
loved
was
it.
people in the chat live translating, and it was very amusing. Like it was like a very mixture of emotions because it was amusing, frustrating, and like being annoyed for her. Like because like, you can obviously tell she was just as annoyed as everyone else, but like yeah, it was crazy. So just in case people don't know, Vshojo, which is one of the Western VTuber corporations, is gone. It is fully gone. They're shutting down. Legally, I think they still technically exist right now, but they're in a process of shutting down. There is a lot of people expecting them filing for bankruptcy, which doesn't, for the people who know the story, isn't very surprising. And Iron Mouse revealed that she is owed a lot of money as well as the money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation, money for the charity, which she said is $500,000 or $500,000, depending on how you want to say it, which I think is absolutely nuts. Like, owing, okay, let me put it this way: not paying talents because you don't have any money, people not talking about it because money is sometimes a weird issue to talk about, and everyone's being you know relatively nice about it, and the staff at Vshojo, for the most part, were good people. There were some really bad eggs, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, the people working for Vshojo were fine. They just didn't know. Like the regular
Yeah,
staff members didn't really know, from what I can tell. And especially Iron Mouse, who is very, they don't want to induce conflict because she knows what conflict can do to people and stuff like that. So everyone was not talking about it. And like, if that was just the problem of like, oh, they ran out of money and they weren't paying people, like that sucks. Don't get me wrong, but like, that's that's business. Sometimes businesses fail. And that sucks. But then for it to be revealed that not only were they using the like they were only not paying the talents, the staff was still getting paid with the talents earnings, which is crazy. And then the charity money, which is most likely all, like, this is me talking, like we don't know this for sure, but the charity money was most likely also used to pay staff. And which is crazy. Like if it was just a business failing, that would be like, okay, whatever. It sucks because businesses fail all the time. There's a bunch of VTuber corporations that are like smaller size or medium sized that have failed. You know, like it's a business now. Whether people like it or not, VTubing is a business, and sometimes businesses fail, and that sucks. But you know, it happens. But like,
the only thing that makes this so major is that not only, I mean, this was a VTuber business that tried to run under the premise of they consider the VTubers the talents first.
Yeah, like their whole slogan was talent first.
Yeah, their whole idea was the talents are a priority. They get to keep their identity. They get to keep their IP. They get to keep all that. And then everyone thought they were like on top of the world. They were advertising like crazy everywhere. They were getting put. They were being put in like. They were being put all over the place. Hell, I think
they were everywhere.
Some big campaign in Japan too, where they were just putting themselves all over the place.
Yeah, they were they were in the billboards in the train stations. They were at a train station billboards, and they were also at every convention. Every convention, Vshojo was there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in reality, they were bleeding money constantly.
Constantly.
For like the past couple of years, they were just keeping a front. They were just literally just
they were never profitable.
Face like they were successful.
From people that have talked about their situation, and people that know a little bit more, and they were a little bit more behind the scenes, they were in the red every year. Like, you know, obviously people can talk about numbers, and I don't know if I trust some of the numbers because, you know, unfortunately, you kind of have to siphon through people just trying to hype it up because they want to hate, or people that are actually kind of know what they're doing. So instead of saying numbers that we aren't sure about, Vshojo was running in the red, and they were basically never profitable, and they burned through $11 million of investment money in like 3 years. Like,
looks like
4 years if we're being generous. But I don't know about you, Alchem. I can't, like, what the heck were they spending it on? I mean, obviously, we know what they're spending on. They're spending on the advertising and being at a convention every year, like every major convention, which obviously didn't work. Now, I don't know about you, Alchem. Like, okay, the advertising at the Japanese train station stuff, that was a stunt. Okay, that was a stunt, and I get that. But like being at the VTuber conventions or like being at the anime convention stuff, like that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I don't think that's bad advertising plans, but that's not $11 million. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Like that's I think the problem is like where the heck did this $11 million go? We also found out that they had like Vshojo had almost 30 employees, which is a lot of employees. Yeah. I don't know why you need that many employees.
I figure you need at least a few managers.
I mean, like
some people to manage the money, and then at the end of the day, like maybe one front runner who's like making the decisions of what their plans are. Like, we're gonna advertise here, we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, and maybe just one or two other people to bounce ideas off. But
like
30
at their biggest before obviously no one that works there now, but like 6 months ago. At their biggest, they had 15, maybe 16 talents, if my math is correct. Like, they had 15 talents at most, and you had 30 employees. Like, why do you have that? Like, that's enough employees for a manager that's 2 people per person, which is too much. Per talent, which is too much.
I mean, honestly,
Hololive is a big company. Hololive is a big company. I don't even think they have 30 employees.
No. So it just
actually they might now, but yeah.
And what sucks today is the whole they still did the same thing that all the other VTuber corporations do, where the talent, aka the VTubers, aka the front and center, the icons, the face of the brand, for the most part, they were not employees. They were talent. They were basically they were listed as a special designation.
They were contract workers. Basically.
Yeah, they're contract workers. They're basically contract workers, so they are not entitled to full pay via the law. At least even here in the U.S., they're just going to give either.
Well, they're registered in Delaware, so it has to go through the U.S., right? So.
Yeah, exactly. So they weren't going to be entitled to full pay, like a normal job, like a normal full paying job.
Yeah, they
They
were
were
contract
basically
workers.
given a
They weren't
commission.
fully employee. They were commissioned
Yep.
contractors basically,
Yep. And
which really
what
sucks.
sucks about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
So now when they were starting to bleed out money, even when everyone was in the red, they were still paying out their normal employees, but not them, because from what I remember hearing, quite a few of them reported that they had to take significant pay cuts, or not pay cuts. They weren't
No,
paid for like
this
a significant amount of time.
from what I can tell, the majority of the talents and the artists that were working for Vshojo or worked with Vshojo basically weren't paid. The people that we know for sure, in terms of the talents that they owed money to, was basically everyone. Like the ones that publicly talked about it was Kuro, Henya, Kason, ironmouse, obviously, and I think
God, they
Matura
stole every single
Matura
one.
also said that they have money. Funny enough, Alchem, I don't know if you saw this, but Mint Phantom also is also owed money from Vshojo. She was actually signed with Vshojo because they were planning a new thing with her, and which obviously isn't happening anymore. And she did a stream, and I watched that stream, and it was very sad because they were doing it. She was part of a new debut for Vshojo. No, that's separate. That's separate. There's two.
Oh.
There's two of those. Because Mince was going.
We're not talking about Vshojo Japan or Vshojo. It was this other project that they were going to do, right?
Yeah.
Weren't there two? Yeah, there were two.
There was two. There was the
confirmed VTubers that were going to be part of that.
Yeah. Well, there was 3 VTubers that was going to debut as Vshojo EN. I'm pretty sure, as a new group. And then there was the one that Mint was working on, and that was a Vshojo idol group, basically, that she was working on. Which obviously is not going to happen, and she was very sad about that. But along with that, she also she wasn't Matara and Mint did a podcast together through Vshojo, and Mint was never paid for the podcast. A bunch of artists came out that they were basically a bunch of artists and musicians came out said they were basically never paid, and yeah, basically Vshojo basically paid no one except for its staff, which they had too many of. And this is even us not even talking about the fact that they stole $500,000 from charity. Like, who does that? Yeah, who does that? Like, okay, this is okay. Alchem, like, there's bad people, there's mean people, and then there's cartoon evil where you steal money from charity. It's like, who steals money from like, even the worst people don't steal from charity. Like, it's crazy to me to think that they found $500,000 in their bank account and they didn't think.
Well, Jelly, the gun run who was running Vshojo said that they didn't know.
They later found out. Yeah, they later found out. Yeah. That whole
time and again to be bogus.
Oh yeah, that's bogus. That's them trying to run away from legal problems.
Yeah.
And I was also going to say, looking at lawyers that have actual lawyers, like Legal Mindset and stuff like that. And now you can disagree with Legal Mindset and stuff like that, or other internet lawyers who are, which I won't say, I don't like the term internet lawyer because he is a real lawyer. Like, he is legitimately a lawyer, and a lot of these guys on the internet that talk about this lawyer stuff are actual people that have gone to law school and done the whole stuff. Just because they talk about it on the internet doesn't make them less of a lawyer. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. When he was talking about it, he's like, he was using the big terms like embezzlement, potential fraud. It's like there's a lot of things that can go happen. And unfortunately, evil, even with all this stuff, like you said before, it's really unlikely for any of the talents to get any money.
when I
Yeah.
first found out and stuff, I didn't want to use the term embezzlement and stuff
Yeah.
because I didn't. All I knew was from Gunrun's statement when he said the whole "we failed" thing, blah 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 blah. Because I wasn't looking into it or anything.
Yeah.
I was just like careful, like, yeah, this is really bad. Like if he can prove that he didn't know and it just kind of came in, maybe they mismanaged it.
I mean, they
Sure, but
definitely
then when the other
mismanaged it.
info, yeah, but when the other info came that he was there when the charity happened, he
Yeah.
congratulated Mouse for it. He knew what was happening. Then yeah, it was embezzlement. He knew damn well. He's managing the funds. So
Yeah.
that's literally him. That's one of the key factors of his job, to manage the funds that they happen to get and put it in the
Yeah.
appropriate place. Either it goes to the talent, it goes to the company, it goes to whatever they want to advertise. And in this case, if it was intended for a charity, it should have gone to the charity.
Yeah, 100%. I can't
But that
believe
wasn't the
that it
case.
didn't.
Yeah.
And like, it's so funny to me because, okay, Alchem, I promise you,
Yep.
this is just me saying it's really funny.
Oh.
It's really funny because it's also projecting to other things. But you know what? When I was reading this Alchem, and I was like, I'm gonna bring this up to Alchem, we're gonna talk about it on the podcast. I'm like, holy cow! If you took out Vshojo and put crypto, it's like the exact same thing. It's like the exact same thing. They're just using They're using funds to pay people. It's like, it's almost like a Ponzi. Like it's very close. Using new funds to pay people with the that they owe for hoping for new funds to pay those people.
Yeah, it just made when I just saw all that happening, I'm just like, that, because this was a question I always had from the beginning, and I never got it answered, but I never bothered checking in. I always wondered if Vshojo earns the money for themselves, like the talent earns their money through donations, Twitch, and whatever else they get.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Vshojo getting the money? I mean, they're not selling the individuals. They're not like they're advertising them, of course, but their brand is the group.
Yeah.
It's them, Vshojo, not Zentreya, not ironmouse, not Hanya, not Kason, not any of them individually, at least. It's all of them together. So I just always wondered, where did most of their money come, or did they take a cut from their profits of from Twitch or from streams?
To be fair, from what we know, there was okay. I need to think about what I'm about to say.
I always curious.
Like, some of the things that I thought was true with Vshojo wasn't true. Like, they still split revenue with the talents. It was just a very generous split. Like, they still got some of the revenue from the talents.
Okay.
So, but it was a very generous split from what I could tell. So, like, maybe at most 10%. Because, like, the standard, I'm pretty sure is 20 to 25% of the stuff. So, yeah, funny enough, like, one of the biggest questions I've always had for Vshojo, and I feel like a lot of people have had, is how the heck are they making money? And I guess this is their answer. They're not. They just were not making any money, and they were
didn't seem
dependent on venture capital / investment rounds. And when that ran out, they had nowhere to go. They ran out, and they had to dip into the talents revenue instead, which wasn't enough. Until they found $500,000 in their bank because of ironmouse, because of the charity, and spent it all on paying their staff, it looks like. And we're banking on the fact to get more investment capital to pay that $500,000 back, but then they didn't get that deal, and then they're like, oh, well, we're out of money, and we can't give the charity money because we spent it. And that is so many crimes. That's so many crimes. There's many crimes attached to those statements. And yeah. And also, like, the incredible amounts of bullying Like I said before, while I think
Oh yeah.
a good amount of the staff in Vshojo were fine people, it seems like there were some really rotten eggs in there. And a lot of the management, it looks like, were terrible people. And hopefully it's just bad apples. And some of the people at Vshojo were fine, I hope. Because, I mean, no one's going to talk about the people that just were trying to do their job. You know, it's always the bad apples that get the most attention. So I hope that's the majority of the people, but there seems to be a lot of scumbags working at Vshojo, unfortunately. Like with the whole, the one that was doxing people, the one that was the one that was really creepy, and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like even the CEO Gunrun, like it seems like he's Two-Face. He's a Two-Face guy. Like he was so nice on the outside, but on the inside he's stealing everyone's money. One interesting thing, I don't know if you know about this, Alchem, is you can't even access. First of all, the Vshojo website is still up, and it still says all their stuff, and it still has everyone under their banner, which is hilarious because none of them are working for Vshojo.
Away from this. No,
but the only thing that doesn't work for the Vshojo website is the store, which is kind of funny because they completely
make money off. That's where they're making. That's where they were making money.
That's where they were making money. Yeah.
But they can't do that anymore because otherwise they're going to get in legal trouble because all their talents are gone.
Yeah, yeah.
They're no longer part of that or associated with them, so they can't sell that stuff. That's why they were like, okay, we need to cover our asses.
Yep.
I mean, they're already in really big trouble there with as long as they can prove that they intentionally took money intended for a charity.
Yeah.
Then they're screwed.
Well, we already know that ironmouse has a legal team. She has a legal team, and it seems like a lot of the talents have talked to lawyers, and the ex-talents have also talked to lawyers. When it broke that the Vshojo is shutting down, there was a lot of statements that I got slightly worried because in NDAs, even if the company closes, some NDAs are still in effect, but sometimes they have a close clause. So it seems like they had a close clause from what I can tell, people have talked to lawyers. So I hope people aren't jumping the gun. That's kind of a gun. But
okay, like I think they'll be I think they'll be fine because I'm just like
even
if they burn through all their money, what funds?
It's not about that though, Alchem. Well, first of all, I've at least from I've heard from people that seemingly know what they're talking about, is that if Vshojo was like because of the bankruptcy was bought or something like that, the NDAs then are run by them. You know, so like technically those NDAs are still there. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to start enforcing random NDAs from this if a random company buys them, but like it's also it's not a good look if you break an NDA. Even if there's a lot of justifications for it, you shouldn't do it, you know? Because best case scenario, if you break an NDA, you get blacklisted. And that would really suck. Now, to be fair, I don't think anyone with a reasonable amount of business in the VTuber community is ever going to care about this, but like it's still a good thing not to do it. So, you know, which is why I was very concerned, but from what I can tell, everyone played it safe and made sure, which is good.
From what I feel like, at least from my experience, because I didn't see any of the details. I feel like because Vshojo, the company, failed to hold their own part in their own contract, because a civil contract would basically be you perform, we like the very bare bones should at least mention we will provide you payment under the company for your performance or your services or whatever, or your part of the deal.
Yeah.
And because they didn't even pay them, they've already broken their side of the contract. Thus, it's like.
Yeah, but contracts and unfortunately, Alchem, contracts and NDAs are two different things. I understand what you mean, but like I said, whatever we think, from what I could tell from the lawyers and stuff, all the NDAs were voided once the company shut down, which is good. Though legally, I don't think they have technically shut down. Legally, they're still a company in Delaware. Which I also will say, I saw a lot of people jumping on the fact that they're registered in Delaware, for tax reasons, which I do have to say, is
Free
not
tax- no
is
taxes.
not weird. I just want to say that's not weird. A lot of
No, not at all.
companies
Delaware
are,
is a
yeah,
company
a
that-
lot of companies are registered in Delaware. I just want to, like, that's not an odd thing to do. That is very normal.
No.
That out of all the things that Vshojo had done, that's probably the only sensible thing they did, because it probably made it so that $11 million lasted longer. Though I have to say, I still can't believe you spent $11 million in generously 4 years, which is still crazy to me. Like, and have basically nothing to show for it. There's something else I was going to say, and I completely forgot now. It was probably about. And I'm glad. I think the best thing is with this is that if this was a different VTuber company or like a VTuber thing, whether big or small, at least all the talents still have their IP. So I'm glad all of them are still going to be individual and stuff like that. I am super I'm super surprised some of them are streaming still, not because like, you know, because of the IP stuff. Like, I just can't believe, like, if I was working for a company for however long and I found out that this happened, I would not be in the right of mind to hit the start stream button. They are troopers. They are troopers, man. They are troopers. Kason went, took out a gun, and it was like, who do I have to fight? Kason went out just armed up. And other people were talking about it. I feel not most bad. I feel bad for all of them, but Henya is such an innocent, pure soul that I feel bad. Anytime that anything bad happens to Henya, I feel extra bad because she's just trying to live her life. All of them are just trying to live her life, but Henya is such a pure, innocent soul. I can't help it.
It really did suck for every single one of them all around.
One funny thing, Alchem, I don't know if you noticed, but Kuro became independent in the exact same time as someone else stopped streaming. It's like literally almost to the day. The two identical streamers or VTubers, one stopped, graduated, and Kuro is now becoming independent in the exact almost to the day. Like a couple days more, technically. It's so funny. He has incredible comedic timing, even if it's accidental. And his community has run with that. The dark humor is hilarious, I do have to say. Another thing, Alchem, I don't know if you noticed this, but the gun run global emote on Twitch is no more. It's gone.
Damn. Oh yeah, they took it off.
They took it out.
Like
literally that day, his announcement came out, and the emote was gone.
Less than 24 hours, Twitch just says we're removing our global emote. That was funny.
That was the fastest response I've ever seen from Twitch. Another thing is this is a slightly more recent thing. I don't know if you've seen it. But, even though Vshojo wasn't paying people, Vshojo was giving hush money to people. I don't know if you've heard of Camila. Camila, she is the imp VTuber. It's to do with the auditions. So through the auditions, when they rejected people after doing a lot of steps, like some people would get to step 4 or 5 and then they just get ghosted, and some people got hush money so they wouldn't talk about the terrible experience they had at the Vshojo auditions, when they rejected people, and they would tell finalists that they just decided to hire someone else, and here's money, don't talk about it, which is crazy to me. Like, you don't have money to pay your talents, but you have money for that, apparently. So that is also insane. Yeah, that is crazy. Like, the more and more like the talent first mentality is so funny. The more stories come out. Yeah.
Just insanity.
The one
But
positive thing from this is that I'm glad all of the talents and all of their friends are free from this, and they can
yeah.
just. To be fair, there is going to be, I'm sure there's going to be a lawsuit with this,
Oh no,
and
this is gonna be a few
this
months
is
later.
unfortunately
There's
there's going
lawsuits.
to be a lot more, but like at least this is they can start the process, at least some of them, for
The
moving
healing can begin.
for moving on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This, I'll just say this: you're right. I'm glad that they are now having this little moment of peace.
yeah.
Hopefully, this doesn't tarnish any like any goals or dreams they may have had, because this can definitely be.
I mean, Vshojo has
this can
crushed some
be-
dreams, definitely.
Yeah, this can definitely crush dreams, because this was like you made
They
it, you
have
were on top of the
crushed
world,
dreams,
and it
yeah.
turns out it was fake.
Yeah.
Like
I dodged a
this.
bullet, Alchem. I was part of those auditions.
Oh,
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about that? No.
did you make it past stage?
No, no. I never made it
Me
past.
either.
I was never. To be fair,
Yeah,
even in my most humbleness, they made a good choice. I was not. My audition thing was terrible. I've watched it over. It was bad.
my audition thing was terrible too. I just like no, I'm kidding. I never died.
I did it. I sent in things twice, I think.
I was thinking about it, but I could never shake the thought of where are they getting their profit? Because I never
Oh yeah.
get an answer. Never got an answer.
I could never figure it out either. And I mean, we learned that answer now.
Yeah, I joked around about always being in there, but that was something that always shook my head when I was like, do they get money from the talent, or are they employed?
Well, technically, yes. Technically, yes.
Yeah, but apparently not enough, because
I mean, revenue splits. The
part that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say the part that sucks is this basically puts an argument that one of the whole idea of talent first may not be sustainable.
As
May not be.
okay. I think this is also a good thing to bounce on, because I know I've seen a lot of people talk about how corporations or the corporate VTubers shouldn't exist, and I don't want to defend them, because I'm not like, I don't like greedy corporations. You know, I hate them. You know, I think you and I have made it blatantly clear through our entire
Johnny
podcast.
Tell me how much you hate corpos.
I hate corpos, man. I hate them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, stupid corpos.
On,
let me just take my pistol and start singing a rock and roll song.
Up, Samurai, yes.
So like we hate them, but I think this proves why certain corporations succeed and other ones fail. Because like, for instance, I think like the biggest one, Hololive, the reason they work is, one, they're the top dogs. So like taking a 25% of $100,000 is a lot, you know? Taking 25% of $100 is not a lot. So that's why they can work, the revenue split works a little bit more there. But they also sell crazy amounts of merch. Like, they sell out merch constantly, right? And I think the biggest thing is... Go ahead.
No, I was saying they push hard, and they push on like a premise for some of their talents.
Yeah. And also like they've also branched out a lot. Like they I don't know about you, but the Hololive card game sells like crazy to get those cards. All the merch they do sells a lot very well. But I think the biggest thing, the reason I think corporations that do VTubing should exist, is because of how expensive it is to do the concert stuff. Like concerts and like the singing aspect, not just singing and making an original song, but I'm talking about the 3D concerts that like Hololive produces, and like with all the mocap stuff that they do with the studio and stuff. That's why corporations should exist, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Vshojo didn't do any of that. you know?
You don't expect that talent themselves to be able to fund,
Yeah.
not even just fund, but manage, gather,
Yeah.
find the people who can actually host, and
I mean,
basically, besides
some
just the
independents have,
technology.
yeah, I mean, some independents have done 3D concerts. Like Doki's done
Mm-hmm.
3D concerts with people before, and she self-funded it,
Yep.
and she's talked about it and how crazy expensive it is. And hers was
Mm-hmm.
technically on the cheap side. So like
Yeah.
that's just saying something, and that's even without like that's with cost-cutting measures and stuff like that. And so like there is a reason for corporations to exist in VTubing. And like I said, I'm not trying to defend corporations because I mean, like, even though I sometimes do feel like a Hololive defender, because I think they do good stuff. You can argue that there is a lot of work culture problems at Hololive, but I think that's also because they're a Japanese company, and people don't understand the Japanese work culture, which is not healthy. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to defend that work culture, but it is their culture, and unfortunately we're not going to be changing it anytime soon. The Japanese people themselves are trying to change it, but it's going to be a slow process. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like, and like another company that exists that's in like the medium sized is like Phase Connect, which they're basically a coffee company now that happens to have VTubers, which is very funny. um funny enough, I've wanted to buy their coffee. I will buy their coffee at some point, just because, but I don't drink coffee anymore, which is kind of odd. But one day, maybe one day.
Just for them.
Yeah. And like Mythic Talent, I think, is another good example. The Sox Agency is a good example. Like there's a lot of decent corporations in VTubing. The problem is that people forget that VTubing is now a business, and it has been a business for years.
Mm-hmm.
VTubing is now $1 billion industry. There's so
It
much money
is.
in VTubing, and just like every entertainment business, unfortunately, there's going to be a sizable amount of bad eggs. And so,
Yep.
like, I think because there's been a lot of doom and gloom, and well, I'm not trying to downplay how bad this is. I do want to say this is not the end. Like I want to
Oh
I
no,
want people
yeah.
to know
People are
that this
saying
is
this
not
is
the
the end
yeah.
of
And if anything, I feel like this is a new beginning for a lot of these
this.
talents.
This is a beginning for these talents. This is not the end of corporate VTubers. This isn't
Yeah,
the end for VTubing. This is a case study to show
this is, yeah, I
how
was about to say
certain
that too.
things work and how certain things don't work.
This is a
People will
case,
learn from
yeah,
this.
this is a good case study to show that you need a business plan. Because I feel like Vshojo went into this with not a good business plan. Now, I'm not saying talent first is a bad approach. And I think Vshojo is actually going to have, like, the long term effect. I feel like the whole talent first approach in VTubing is going to be looked at as a bad thing. But I don't think that's a bad thing. The Vshojo wasn't
No,
talent first. They were never talent first. I feel like at this
no,
point, like they were
no. They
like they
just
were
said they were. The only
yeah,
reason they were saying talent first is in the whole aspect of they kept their IP. That's it.
yeah. That's the only
The
talent
rest of it,
first.
they were still contract workers. They still gained. They still, a portion of their income went to the company instead
Yeah,
of keeping it for themselves. They didn't get paid like a normal employee, and yeah, in the end, it just
yeah,
same thing as with other corporations.
yeah, yeah,
It was basically business as usual.
yeah.
The only
So
problem is that they did keep any money that they got from anything they did individually as themselves.
yes,
As far as from what I saw.
I'm pretty sure they
But
did.
oh
Other than
yeah,
unfortunately Iron Mouse,
yeah, because
because
Iron
Iron
Mouse is like
Mouse,
a
what?
face.
Yeah, well, not just that, they handled Iron
Uh,
Mouse's finances because Iron Mouse wanted to stay private,
yeah,
like
I
with the
remember that.
with identity and stuff, which is does make sense, but really unfortunate because we don't know how much money they've taken from Iron Mouse. Really, like, hopefully Iron Mouse will be able to figure it out with her lawyers and her legal team, and that'll get all solved. But I,
That's where that sucks for someone
yeah,
like
like
of all people happen to someone like them
Iron
who
Mouse is like she's an angel, so
uh, She literally is like one of the most innocent of the entire group because of her conditions, because of her
yeah,
stuff, because of her where she came from.
yeah.
And I'm not going to go into the whole detail, but
Yeah, yeah, but like if
the
you know
subject
I
matter
if you
enough, so
know
you know, and you
ironmouse, yeah.
understand why it's been so impactful, especially that it happened to her.
Yeah, VTubing has literally changed her life in like so many positive ways, and unfortunately, this is a. I don't want to say like I. It's difficult for me to say a like a negative thing. Like it's definitely a very bad speed bump what it seems like when it comes to Iron Mouse. But luckily, Iron Mouse, I'm sure she'll bounce back from it, and luckily she has a lot of amazing people around her as well, and a lot of people, and a lot of people she can trust. Because I mean, I feel like a lot of the talents have talked about this. Kason and Henya especially have talked about it. It's like it wasn't even necessarily about Vshojo not paying them. It was the trust that they've just shattered. You know?
Yeah.
Because like, okay,
they were giving so much from what I understood, especially since these guys they decided, hey, we won't take pay for a bit. We understand. Like they apparently were talking to them saying, we need you guys to like hang on for a little bit and we'll pay you. Yeah. They put trust into that company.
There was a lot of trust. And like I think the biggest thing for me is that, it shows the amount of trust, because I don't know about you, Alchem. If I'm working for a company and they don't pay me, that's like I'm out.
I walk. Yeah, I don't need to stay here if I can literally do something.
I don't know if I don't know if I'd ever be that type of person, which I mean, I guess says something about me, but like
it also speaks on because of their situation. Some of them didn't know. Well, remember, some don't know how to. I mean, what were they going to do? Leave that day and learn how to manage their entire identity and everything? Considering how big they were.
Yeah,
that's one of the other things.
It's the biggest. There's a lot going on, but like, I think that's the thing that stings the most from an outsider looking on is like, man, all of these talents trusted Vshojo so much, and Vshojo just slapped them in the face with all that trust, and it sucks, and it's crazy to me. I still can't believe it. Like, obviously I can believe it because I can see it happening, but like I just can't believe it. You know what I mean? It
was
like when other corporations have failed, like there's been tons of VTuber corporations that have gone and failed and shut down and stuff like that, but this is definitely the biggest one, and definitely the one that's been like, oh, this is just straight up illegal stuff. And because like other companies have failed and they've run out of money and talents have left and stuff like that, and like I'm scared to name the certain company, but a certain other Japanese company that might be a competition for Hololive. I feel like every month there's something crazy that happens there, and I don't want to name them because I'm scared. No, I'm not actually scared.
Oh, you mean? Oh, wait, right.
But yeah, no, but like it's.
I think.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be ramifications.
Hopefully.
Well, there's
going to be some
they'll face. But I'm saying in terms of the VTuber space, one other big thing is happening is a lot of people are going to end up being discouraged now because one of the biggest, at least in the eyes of the public, what was once one of the biggest corporations up and coming,
especially in the West,
just suddenly vanishes. Yeah, suddenly vanishes in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Turns out it was all a facade. It was all wolf in sheep's clothing. And now people who had these dreams of joining there are now tarnished.
Yeah.
Where do they go? Is there even faith anymore to join any other group? And speaking of those other groups that want to try to do this, can they keep going? I mean, people have trust in them now?
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest...
It's not that they can't trust those companies. It's just that the image now...
The image is...
like corporation VTubing has been like severely...
I mean, to be fair, it was never that good in general. Because of a lot of companies. Like, I'm not even talking about the big one, but like a lot of companies were bad. And once again, I do want to say, which unfortunately is not unique to the VTubing space, like the most hilarious thing about this, Alchem, and luckily enough, you're old enough to potentially remember this as well, what's happening with Vshojo is like reminds me of Machinima. It just reminds me of Machinima and old YouTube MCMs. And it's like, oh my god, it's like a repeat. It's like almost a repeat.
History just repeats itself.
Yeah.
Good lord.
It's just slightly different things, and unfortunately, even more money. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, hopefully lessons have been learned for a little bit for these people, because I mean, most of them aren't going to be old enough. Some of them aren't going to be old enough to know Machinima, so I'll acknowledge that I'm older. So it sucks, man. It sucks, and hopefully people don't get discouraged from trying this out if they want to. Like, I'm definitely on the lower tier of how VTuber I am. So like,
you're a VTuber?
I'm joking. Only technically. Only technically.
I'm
so,
a VTuber?
I mean, you're definitely more of a VTuber than I am. Like, you do a lot more VTubing stuff than I do. What generally counted as VTubing. At least generally. It depends.
For those in the podcast, I'm looking completely
yes,
shocked.
Alchem is for audio listeners. Alchem has the gasp face. It'd make a great YouTube thumbnail if I did those. But yeah.
But that's
that's
the debacle.
That is
the overnight collapse of Vshojo.
Yeah, it felt like it was technically like 48 hours basically. I guess but it was basically overnight. I did the official collapse was 48 hours, but the actual collapse was like less than 24.
Because everyone was getting bombarded by news. Just this event.
I also felt
this happened. This person talked.
Yeah.
And then was waiting for Gunrun to say something, and then when he did, everyone
it was like literally the worst. That's literally the worst statement I've ever read. And then Fruit, and I think Fruit came back a couple days before this happened. Like, she came back the day before, and she was like, "What the heck?" God.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
she streamed a couple days ago, and she streamed like 2 days ago, and everyone and then she left the company as well, obviously. But like, she came back, and then Vshojo I think she posted the. What's that meme with the guy that comes in with the house with the pizza and everything's on fire?
Yeah, from Community,
yeah. Like, she posted that, and like she tweeted out something, like saying like a random thing to let everyone know she's back, and then everything happened, and then she tweeted out that GIF, and she's like, "What the heck happened?" Like, she came out, and then like literally the next day that stuff happened, and it was crazy.
Good God.
And same with like someone like Cottontail, who's friends with a lot of them. She was out in the woods.
She was out camping.
She was out camping, and she was like, and everyone's quote retweeting her tweets like, "Oh God, when she comes back, when she comes back, she's gonna
come back." And then she did came back, and
she was like, "What the?" Yeah, she's like, "Hi, I'm back." What the? I told her to go back to the mountains. I don't know. I responded. I was like, "Go back to the mountains. It's safer there."
Like I said, I can't wait though when people start to review all this and make stories and make like videos that I can just indulge in when I'm working on stuff. That'll be fascinating to see.
I'm going to be interested in what the lawsuit stuff might happen.
Oh, that's
and if it's going to be public or not, because some lawsuits, their documentation is public. I hope, for ironmouse's sake, that it's not. Because
for her sake,
for her sake, I hope it's very private. For my personal entertainment sake, I kind of want them to be public, because I think it'd be funny to see Vshojo just get dunked on. But I completely understand if ironmouse wants to do everything as privately as possible, which I totally get, and I honestly hope that's the case. And we just find out what the result is when she announces it on stream a couple months later that she got the money back or something like that, or the charity money has gotten back. And we should also say that when she did the video, the Tiltify link that she put in her video, and the Immune Deficiency Foundation new campaign that they ran is, I think, at $1.2 million now out of the goal of $10,000. Like, it's gone crazy with the support, and it's just nice to see that they've technically made the money back, but it's still scummy that they stole that money. So that's good, at least. And so, yeah. It's crazy. Sometimes after,
Yeah.
if, hey man, I feel like I need to say like I need a cigarette now or something like that. You know, like after this, like it's one of those things. It's one of those things, man. It was just,
And
it was so much.
now we've talked about the very like crazy
It
subject
was,
of Vshojo.
yeah, it was the
If there's
biggest
any other
story.
news,
Yeah, I do have
if
more
there's
stuff.
any other news about it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
if there's any other news regarding it, we'll
Yeah,
bring it up.
we'll bring it up on
Whoa.
future podcasts if it's worth talking about. Like I don't want to bring up individual stories. Like I want to bring up like the bigger ones because, you know, I don't want to become like, look, I don't know if I want to, I'm ready for the drama tuber thing just yet. Okay. I'm not that desperate for attention just yet. But in other gaming news, there is something, Alchem, that I don't know. I feel like I've become your periodic updates on this, because the Pal World versus Nintendo / Pokemon lawsuit
Oh yeah.
came up again, and I did a video on this earlier. But so do you know what happened, Alchem? Like, I actually don't like. This is a straight up question. Do you know the updates on this?
The only really big update was that Nintendo decided, because from what I remember the last time I heard is the case is being reviewed and it's not looking good on Nintendo's side. It's actually getting close to just basically being just
That,
taken out.
yeah, that is true. So
Nintendo suddenly did a funny.
Yeah, they did do a funny. And what that funny was around at this point a few weeks ago,
3
potentially
weeks ago?
yeah, potentially weeks ago, they changed the wording in the patent. Right? And so, which even in the, I guess, the lawyers that look at this is very weird and they don't get it. They changed the wording to, in the patent,
If when.
even
Whenever.
even when.
Yeah.
When. And so the change is, and even when emphasis is added any boarding characters. And then it goes on with the rest of the patent. Before it was just and emphasis added, I'm pretty sure, but they add even when to it, which is incredibly strange. And a bunch of legal experts have said that they've done patent stuff for like 15 years, 10 years, 20 years. Like a bunch of people talked about this, and they've literally never seen someone do this.
Because it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really add anything to it. All they're going to do now is just look through the rewording, and just see if it applies it to anything.
Yeah.
And honestly, from what the judges and like senior like lawyers and people who do this stuff, they've confirmed this won't do anything. This is, if anything, this is just biding time.
This is 100% a stalling tactic.
Yeah, this is just Nintendo trying to bleed people out, and I mean, Pal World seems like at least the company behind them, they seem like they'll be able to handle this legally, Pocket Pair.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's just a show. It's just Nintendo once again trying to tell you, hey, don't forget, we do have Nintendo lawyers. We'll come after you.
Yeah.
Even for the stupidest reason, and we'll hold you in court for as long as we can.
Yeah.
Because this is like, there's no point to have made just a simple rewording of the trademark. No one reviewing it is like, oh, this is important. This is viable. This will change the court. This won't change anything.
This most likely won't change anything. Like, there is a asterisk of you should never be too sure about anything in court, but like, when legal experts are saying, what the heck are you doing? This isn't going to change anything. I'd like to believe them. And I'd also like to believe that it feels like Nintendo might be getting desperate. They didn't expect. I feel like what Alchem, what this proves to me is that Nintendo expected Pocket Pair to try to settle out of court, or they expected them just to fall over and die. And when Pocket Pair fought this, they're like, "You're fighting us, but we're Nintendo. And then Paco
Yeah,
Bear was
no,
like, yeah, but we're gonna win. And then Nintendo was like,
yeah.
oh no.
Hilariously, it's not just Japan courts that it's being reviewed, it's being reviewed in US courts. And I'm kind of laughing at Nintendo here for this because Pocket Pair is quick when it comes to fixing stuff.
Yeah.
And they did. They actually made the changes when Nintendo was saying, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, or this is trademark. They immediately removed the Powerball thing.
Yeah, they don't throw it
so
anymore.
now they can't argue that. And hilariously, in the U.S. courts, doing something like that means you're doing something like in good faith. You're not intentionally trying to steal his trademark because look, you just did something to stop that, or you just actually did something to prevent. That.
It's also the fact you're also forgetting the patents aren't even legal in the U.S. They were rejected. Yeah. The patents were rejected because the court stuff is going to be in Japan, and the getting the patents legal is going to be in the U.S. But they've been rejected many times, and they just keep trying them, and they're just hoping that eventually it will work. So like the court stuff isn't even in the U.S. It's going to be in Japan.
No.
So yeah,
all this is just
it's just stalling. It's stalling tactics.
This is just a ploy to waste time and waste money on I forget the company.
Pocket Pair.
Pocket Pair on Pocket Pair's side.
They're hoping to run them dry. They're hoping to run them dry, but the problem is that Pocket Pair is doing very well financially from what we can tell. One, Power World is still selling pretty decently. And two, they actually have they're publishing games now too with other companies. So I'm assuming they're making some money from that as well, which is good. So, and as long as they're playing it smart, they made a lot of money from Power World itself, and they're not a big company. They're a medium-sized company, so it's not like they have hundreds and hundreds of employees. So I'm hoping that they're smart with their money and they can live through this. And if they win against Nintendo, that's going to be. I'm interested to see how the industry reacts to if Nintendo loses, because that's going to be monumental in my opinion. Because I feel like this is gonna be the first time, at least I know of, when Nintendo loses in court when it comes to something like this. Because Nintendo generally just wins. Like Nintendo wins almost every time.
They win. This is how they win, though. They're doing exactly what they do to win. They waste your time in the courts to make you just bleed out.
And then they settle out of and then they either lose or settle out of court.
If Power World did not make the amount of money they did, they probably would have had to settle out of court.
Well, if Power World didn't make the money they did, this probably wouldn't have been happening because Pokemon doesn't care or Nintendo doesn't care if you're not popular enough. Exactly. Which is one of the biggest Pocket Pair's defense, because they literally made a game before Power World that has literally the same mechanic. Like oh god, I forgot the name. I literally own it. Wait 1 second. I can't remember the game name now. I need to find it. Something crafting, I think. Craftopia. Yeah. Craftopia. Like Craftopia literally has a capture system, a monster capture system, which they made made that game in like 2020 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's dumb, very dumb. But yeah, that was a quick update, and it was nice to see that Pocket Pair is still most likely going to win, which is great. And now to go from that interesting thing to something, Alchem, that made me visibly facepalm when I read this. Alchem. So, did you know, first of all, Alchem, did you know the Twitch CEO, Dan Clancy, streams? Did you know that?
Sadly, yes.
Yes, he does. Did you also know that he was doing a charity stream a week ago, I think?
Yeah, I've been made aware.
Did you know that he was going into other people's Twitch channels in their Twitch chats to promote it?
I'm wincing as you say this. Yeah.
The CEO of Twitch was going into other Twitch streamers' channels, to self promote.
Promote. Yep. The one thing everyone fucking hates.
Yes.
And like every streamer universally despises that because you're basically just using others as a platform at that point. And the CEO of the goddamn company, he knows the rules. He's behind the thing. He should know the goddamn rules. He should know the etiquette. And yet he did that.
Yeah.
Intentionally. He knew he was just riding off of other people that he, quote unquote,
yeah,
befriended.
he was
just using.
Yeah, he was asking for raids specifically into the stream, which is insane. Like, I can't believe the Twitch CEO doesn't know the etiquette of Twitch streamers. Actually, you know what? No, let me rephrase that. It doesn't surprise me that a CEO doesn't know the etiquette. I'm surprised that the CEO that tries to tell people that he knows the community and he knows Twitch culture doesn't know Twitch culture. You know what I mean? Like, if he was a suit and tie,
he doesn't know.
Yeah, if he was a suit and tie and like was just a business guy that was a CEO, everyone and he was doing this and like
probably running the company a lot better at that point.
I honestly I don't think he would be, but that's a whole different topic. But I think it would be better if he wasn't trying to do this because like at least there's no expectations. But because I mean technically, and we're talking very technically here, promoting yourself on other Twitch streams in chat is not against Twitch terms of service or community guidelines. But the etiquette of Twitch it's frowned upon to say the least.
Yeah, it's like you start doing that. Like,
for most people, that's a bannable offense.
You start doing you start self-promoting in other people's channel. You're gone. Most people either call you out on it and ban you, ban you out flat out, or people will just start calling you out and make call-out posts, and like basically you start getting blacklisted yourself. Just the sheer, either the lack of understanding, he just either couldn't read the room. Look, if you're gonna, I understand he probably wanted more of a bigger platform to say, hey, I'm doing this, people come around. That's why you post about it. That's why you say, like, you can tell friends while, like, before they're streaming, like, hey, I'm gonna be doing this. If you wouldn't mind, like, if you're streaming that day while I'm streaming, could you raid me? Sure. I mean, granted, that's still a little frowned upon, but you're not doing it live on their own stream when they have people talking.
Yeah.
What's worse is he didn't even talk to them. He just blatantly posted that he's doing something. He just, like I said, self-promoted.
He's literally self-promoting.
He just, it's so stupid. And this is the CEO of Twitch.
Yep, it was the CEO of Twitch. And another hilarious part of it is that, for one, when he was doing this, a mod timed them out, which is hilarious, which is very funny. And it also seems like, at least from what I'm reading, it almost looks like it was a bot.
Yeah, the post I saw looked like some bot kind of reply or some bot kind of post. It did not look genuine. It looked like he just made a copy paste kind of message.
Yeah, it was a copy paste message to these chats, and it's like, this is like what Twitch itself would call spam, And yeah, it's really sad to see this, and it is crazy to me that this happened. It's it's stupid. It's really stupid. And I can't believe it happened, honestly. I'm still flabbergasted. It's crazy. But to move on to another story, because I don't know if there's anything really else to say about that. Let's be real.
No, it's just a shameful thing that
Yeah.
the head of this thing doesn't understand the etiquette of the. This is a platform where people establish rules and basic etiquette of how to talk to each other, and I mean, even if he didn't understand the etiquette, I feel like if he's doing his own stream and someone just suddenly blatantly blasted out that, hey, I'm going to be doing this, come on my channel, I'm pretty sure he would immediately ban them as well.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it's just tone deaf higher ups, I guess.
Yeah, if I didn't know that his Twitch name was DJ Clancy, I would have assumed it was a bot and banned it.
Yeah, most people would have.
Yeah, like, it's hilarious to me. So, Alchem, the next story, the second last story I have, is a nice one. I wanted it to end off because I figured it was going to be a slightly more serious topic, especially with the Vshojo stuff. So, a game that I've still been playing a little bit, not every day, but a little bit every once in a while, every couple days. And I don't know if you've kept playing it, but umamusumeprettyderby. Oh god, I still can't pronounce this stupid name. Umamusume Prettyderby is now and was a little bit before as well, an official sponsor of the Grand Prix de Paris horse racing.
Yeah.
Did you see that? That's great.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
They're literally
sponsoring the races now. They also sponsored the Kentucky Derby as well.
No, they've already been saying this, and they've already been this has been not publicly. It's known already that most of the horse racing sport is now being held aloft by them.
Well, not most, I would say, but
a great portion of it.
A good amount of races are being officially sponsored by them, at least, which is really crazy. The ones in what's it called? Japan, at least. Though is the Kentucky Derby in Kentucky? I assume so. It might not be though. Because I think the funniest statement is the company that runs the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's in Kentucky.
Okay. The company that runs the Grand Prix in Paris, it was very interesting to see them accept this, because one of their statements is this is the first Japanese company to partner with the France Galop, which is the company that runs these horse racing stuff. And it's really interesting to see, this Japanese company. And honestly, it makes sense for them, too. Because, the more horse racing that goes on, the more stories that happen, and the more horse girls they can add if they can get the IPs to the horses. Which kind of just makes sense.
No. I swear to God, if Skibbity Riz becomes a horse
I
in that game,
so desperately want Skibbity Riz to... He won.
The problem is he is related to shoot, I forget. He is related to one of the horses.
He's one of the children of the horses. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know if he's a child or if he's a child of the child. I can't remember. It might be. Is it Gold Chip? I don't think it's Gold Chip. Gold Chip has a lot of kids.
I don't think it's Gold Chip.
Gold Chip has 200 something kids.
It might be a kid of Gold Chips.
Yeah.
Or it might be the brother, or the other one. I forget
the problem is that there's so many kids of Gold Chip, and another one. There's another one of the horse race in the horse race girls that technically has 400 plus kids, or something like that. Which isn't Gold Chip, by the way. Gold Chip only has. I think I found out that it was 200 and something. Yeah, but I thought that was really funny. And it's really cool, honestly, and just really interesting. I'm really glad that it's going on. Have you kept playing that game, by the way, Alchem? Are you still playing?
I have. I haven't been playing on stream.
Yeah, same. I played the first day on stream, and then I've been playing off stream because unfortunately, I find that this game is really good to play while watching videos and stuff. It's just a great game to do that on. So
Yeah.
and honestly, I get why other people stream it, but the problem is I am just not the type of person to stream this game because I don't scream. Like I'm rooting for her. Don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for her. But I don't scream, I'm not yelling. I just don't do that. It would be so fake if I did it. It'd be funny to do for one stream because I'd be so obviously fake. But
yeah, I can't do it either because I'm just not exciting for my chat. I'm just like, woohoo, we won.
We're just not that type of people. We're just not that type of people. I am very passionate, but not like that.
Woohoo.
So yeah, I'm glad about that. And for my final story, Alchem, we've kind of like lightning bolted through all these stories because, I mean, there were smaller stories. I figured the Vshojo stuff was going to be the biggest story.
I mean, we could talk about it later, like when more news, because it's only just recently happened, the stuff with Europe right now.
Oh yeah, true. But I don't know, like, is there, other than just saying it, is there more happening about it? I don't even know, honestly.
No, just the 18 plus stuff, where you basically have to provide your ID to watch.
Oh, that stuff. You're right. That stuff. Well, yeah, we can talk about that. So, because
it only just recently happened.
It recently happened. Yeah, because in the UK it's happening right now. I see a lot of people talking on Twitter about it, complaining about it, where you have to verify age for Twitter and Discord.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of interesting stuff.
That I'm also
Yeah.
That's
true.
And there was a
yeah.
two topics that I want to talk about for later because I want to see.
Because we need a little bit more information, I think.
Yep.
So, for the final potential story, unless we want to talk a little bit about some of those other things. Actually, okay. Well, Alchem, do you want to talk about it a little? We could bring it up now, and maybe we'll go in detail later. So, the first one that we were slightly alluding on is the new 18 plus rules for the internet, basically, in Europe, where you have to verify your age with, is it, do you know, it's photo ID, right? For 18 plus stuff, for anything that the internet deems 18 plus.
Porn.
Well, they say they never
images.
Yeah, it's more like suggestive images because some of it is just not porn. I'm sorry, but like women in bikinis is not porn, people. I'm sorry to say. It's just not. It's a swimsuit. Just like how a guy, just like a man in swim trunks is not porn. I'm sorry, but you know.
But look at him. He looks so provocative.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff about that. There's a lot of people complaining about how, like, in their own Discord servers, they can't access channels because they had, like, not safe work stuff in the server that they created, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know a bunch of artists that I follow on Twitter are like, I can't see my own Twitter stuff because they've all been deemed that they can't.
You make your own thing and you can't see.
Yeah, it's so fun. No, that's what's literally happening. That's literally what's happening.
Censored from your own creation.
Yeah.
No way.
One of the funniest things I've seen though, Alchem, is Norman Reedus from Death Stranding 2. If you take a portrait of him, the AI thing, the photo ID takes that. So a lot of people have been using Death Stranding 2's Norman Reedus as age verification, which is hilarious.
That's fantastic.
That is amazing. They've done that. Also, if you go to one of the generative images, the AI that they use for this photo ID can't tell the difference. So you can just make a new person in a generative AI thing and get past it. So it's like the easiest thing to get away from. It's literally, it's like those websites that say, are you 18 and over? And if you click yes, they just accept it. Like, it's literally such an easy thing to do. Get around it, it seems. Also, I've seen Alchem on Twitter, you can just change your location. Like, if you're in Europe, just change your location. You just change your location and it's fine. Which is kind of funny. And to, I guess, go along with that, another thing that Cheeses brought up in the chat was that the payment processors cracking down on 18 plus video games, causing Steam and itch.io to change policy. Steam changed policies, and I don't know if they shut down games, But
So
itch,
people have reported they have.
they have? Okay, so both of them have taken games off of the Steam store because of payment processors getting um, pressured from other groups to do this, from what I've heard.
Clutch pearling individuals who think the children are in danger.
Yeah.
So basically, again, guys, as I've said long ago, you don't own anything.
Yeah.
And now, if it's 18 plus, you definitely don't own it.
Well, you still own it, but you can't buy it anymore. They didn't take the games. If you own the games, you can still play the games.
Yes, you cannot.
You cannot buy them anymore, which I am at a very conflicting feelings about this, because technically that is within their right, kind of. As a private company, Visa can say we don't want you buying that with Visa.
True.
But the problem is that it's not illegal. Obviously, if Visa caught someone buying illegal drugs, they're like, hey, that's not allowed. You cannot buy illegal drugs with our credit cards. That makes sense to me. But buying 18 rated games, video games, is not illegal. And there are age verification things in most of these things. So, what's the problem? They're not stopping other things. You can still buy, you can go to a porn website and buy stuff with your credit card still, I think. So, I don't necessarily know why video games are the specific thing that they're trying to target right now. Though I do think it's because of the activist lobbies that have been pressuring them to do this. I feel like
because they can use it's because when the game is are you 18 plus, they just flash a picture of Norman Reedus and then get the game.
It's true. So,
but you're right. It's an activist. It's just activist.
It's just activist lobbies
into stuff, and companies just caving into that because end of the day, end of the day, it's always going to fall onto what is considered okay by the majority of the people, or what is considered to be fine, or
yeah.
Or
I mean, I think the majority of the people are fine with it. The majority of the people, I feel like, are fine with it.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. That's what the companies are basically. That's their standpoint. The problem is this isn't the norm. This isn't the majority. This is just a really, really loud group of people.
Yeah.
Who make it seem like that's what they want.
An activist lobbying group.
And so bending the knee to them.
Yeah, so it's also going to be interesting how other people react to this, because okay, here's the problem. The biggest problem I have with this is that it's true. These have taken down a lot of games, but to be fair, as a gamer, most of these games suck. So I wasn't that worried about it. But then I thought, a lot of video games that are good video games have stuff like this. For instance, it's a good video game now, but it technically wasn't on release. But Cyberpunk 2077, there's a lot of boobies in that game, and there's a lot of dick in that game. That game would count, Baldur's Gate 3 would count, GTA 5 would count. Okay, Alchem, I thought about this, and it would be so funny. Imagine you can't buy GTA 6 with Visa or MasterCard. That would be so funny. That'd be so funny. First of all, Visa and MasterCard are idiots if they let that happen. But I can't. If that's true, I'm tempted to start a credit card company, Alchem. We should make a credit card company if that's true, and be like, yeah, guys, you can buy GTA 6 with our credit cards. we might be billionaires if we do that. I can't imagine MasterCard and Visa letting that happen, but this is an opportunity if we jump on this. We could become billionaires, Alchem. All I'm saying. This is my get rich quick scheme.
It could work.
We'll call it Yeah, I can't think of a name right now. I was trying to combine our names and then call it card, but I couldn't think of anything. Two buds, one card. uh, but Alchem, yeah. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on both of those stories, and I'm sure you will too. Yep. And we'll talk about it when there's more to talk about. Because right now we're in the first little bit of these stories, and that's like the gist of it, and that's what's happened. That's how people reacted, and we'll see how it happens. Both of those have very worrying potentials, but I'm hoping for the better outcome.
Are you not? You're such an optimist.
I am, Alchem. I can't help it. You know? But as an optimist as I am, Alchem, I wish I saw this as a kid, because, Alchem, there's a company that was in the news recently that I saw that I hope you didn't see, because I really hope that I can tell you this and you haven't heard about this there. But Alchem, when was the last time you walked in or even thought about Chuck E. Cheese? What was the last time?
The last time I thought about it was like probably a few days ago when I was playing an old game that I used to play at Chuck E. Cheese.
That makes sense. When was the last time you went to a Chuck E. Cheese?
Years ago, because the only Chuck E. Cheese I used to go to closed down.
Yeah, I think we talked about this actually on the podcast. So, Alchem.
I miss it.
Okay, imagine yourself this. Age yourself down, you're a kid again. You're at Chuck E. Cheese. You're having a blast, right? You're playing the arcade games. You're having their crappy pizza, which tastes amazing because you're 10. And Chuck E. Cheese is there, right? He's there. And then the police show up and arrest Chuck E. Cheese, actually, and say he's under arrest, and actually arrest him. Because it turns out the guy under the suit committed credit card fraud and stole credit cards and gets arrested in front of tons of kids. And it's hilarious. So, Alchem, that was so funny to see. I'll send you the picture. It is, at least some of the pictures. Like, this is one of the pictures that was sent. This is another. Let me send you the other picture. It is.
Oh, Charles, no.
It is so funny to see this. No, Chucky. No, Chuck. It is amazing. There is a video. Obviously, I can't show the video, but there's a video of the Chuck E. Cheese employee, like, as he takes off the Mickey Mouse hat. Is very funny. But yeah, this guy committed credit card fraud. So
kind of curious how he did it.
He stole credit cards. Like, he stole credit cards and used them.
Literally just stole the credit card. Okay.
Yeah, he stole credit cards and used them, I think, is what.
I thought he had like.
What he actually
did.
The
counter. I thought he went behind the counter.
No, stealing credit cards and using credit cards is still technically credit card fraud because it's not your credit card.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I thought he was like behind the counter. He had like some kind of card reader kind of thing.
No, I think he just stole them. Yeah, he just stole them.
Oh my god.
So that was really funny. And then when I was looking at this story, Alchem, I also found out something else that I didn't actually know, that I'm curious about you, specifically you, because unfortunately I won't be able to, because I doubt it's ever going to come here. But Chuck E. Cheese has started making adult, like, for adult places. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I'm just like, they're called Dave & Buster's.
No, they're called Chuck's Arcade.
I know, I heard. I just don't know. I'm like, I don't think the arcade scene can survive nowadays.
I think it can.
Are antisocial at this point.
Honestly, Alchem, I disagree with you only for the fact that I don't think arcades can be like a crazy, like, I don't think arcades can be the be all end all for video gaming anymore like they were in the 80s and early 90s like they were before. But I think arcades still have a very big place. I just think that the problem with arcades is that arcades generally advertise to gamers. Yeah. But arcades are not for gamers. They're for the other people who don't generally play video games, because the people who play video games don't want to go to an arcade because they have better video games at home. But the people who don't play video games, though, a lot of those arcade games are insane for people who don't play video games, you know? For people who play only mobile games, or like, because a lot of people only play games on their phone now, arcade games are really crazy, you know? Imagine if you've never played like a first person shooter, you've only played like COD on your phone and you see House of the Dead, you know? Like that'd be crazy, you know? Or
Okay.
and they're also like, okay, Alchem, you have a group of friends and you're not all gamers, some of you gamers, but you know, you're all nerds. Where do you hang out? You know, like if you want to hang out IRL, where do you hang out? And like
At one of your friend's house, the richest kids,
the richest
guy's
kid's house, that's true. But what if you wanted to go somewhere? And I think an arcade would be a lot of people's first choice. You know?
You're not wrong per se. I just feel like
Like I said,
I feel like
I don't think they're
this
gonna
is
dominate, but I think they can still
no.
exist. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like this is a decent time to start this because the gaming audience, the generation that grew up with gaming, is getting older.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, I don't think arcades have continuously gone and advanced in terms of it's mostly the same games you'll always see, like the shooters.
No, okay, it
arcades,
depends
you
on
know.
the arcade. There's a lot of VR stuff in arcades. If like the arcades that tried to innovate, I've seen VR arcades. What arcades, at least what a lot of modern arcades have become, is they're trying to be the hangout spot, which I think is the correct decision.
Yeah,
They're a hangout
that's
spot
accurate.
for adults. They're for not even adults, just for like, I guess adult is the correct term because I'm also including teenagers. You know, like young adults is what they're trying to be. You know, they're a hangout spot for young adults and older people too. And for nostalgia, they also have like they're hitting all, I think they're hitting all the positive things. They're hitting the nostalgia for older people, the hangout spot for young adults, and the I'm not a kid anymore for the teenagers. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese as a teenager, but you do want to go play video games at an arcade and eat pizza, but you don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese to do it. You know, because like Chuck E. Cheese is a kid's place, but you do want to eat pizza and play arcade games, but you don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese to do that. So instead you go to Chuck's Arcade. Which, and like I said, I do think there is a spot for arcades. I just think that, I think, you know what it is, Alchem? I think what we think of arcades, like the medium to small size arcades, I don't think are going to exist anymore. Because I just think like those places were running on thin margins. But like the bigger, like the, maybe not, and the places honestly where arcades shouldn't have been. Like the arcades that were attached to grocery stores back in the day, like those places were never going to succeed. Like, like those places were never going to succeed. But like at least in the States, the Dave and Buster's and stuff like that, I think those places will still like, here in Canada, there's a thing called Palladium, which is basically Dave and Buster's, but here. And yeah, I'm really sad that Chuck's Arcade doesn't exist in Canada, Alchem, because I would love to go to Chuck's Arcade just to see. But unfortunately, none of the locations are even close to me. So like, and I feel very nervous to cross the border right now, even if I'm doing it legally. So I'm not going to do that. And I hope one day that I can hope that one day they'll open a location in Toronto because, you know, it's Toronto. So I can take a day trip to Toronto and hopefully do something there. But yeah. So yeah, I think arcades can exist. Like, and I hope that
I can't wait to hear the stories where like drunk gamers just have a giant fight over high score or something like that.
I'd be down, man. And I think honestly, I disagree with you that people are antisocial. I think it's just because we are around people that are very antisocial. Like, we forget that the internet is actually not the majority of people. The internet is a small portion.
No,
it is, Alchem. You know it is.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna just give you a list of stuff that has been recently created and is still very used very often. We have Uber, we have DoorDash, we have dating sites and all those different dating apps. We have
Yeah.
we have all these different things because people don't want to go to the stores. People don't want to go and interact with people. People would rather order online than order through a phone just because they don't want to talk to someone.
That is true, but that doesn't mean that they aren't willing to go. I mean, first of all, Alchem, one of those apps.
To leave stuff at your door. We have the option for them to leave it at your door, not talk to you.
It's true, but those are random strangers. I'm not talking about random strangers.
How do you communicate with people, though? How do you make friends? You eventually have to talk to people.
Go to places that you want to with people with the same relatable things.
Yeah.
Which going to an arcade is like that. But going to a store, like who's going to a store to try to meet people?
Hungry people.
Yeah, but you're not going there to make friends, Alchem. This is a different scenario. Also, one of those apps you literally said is a dating app. You're literally going those apps to meet people.
You could just go to the store and meet people.
No, you don't, Alchem. Don't lie to me like that. Exactly. Exactly. One of those is literally an app to meet people.
I just feel like I honestly do feel like we're getting to a point where like there is a growing populace. I'm not saying it's the majority of us. I'm saying
I know. I agree.
It's starting to like become more
antisocial. Yeah.
Antisocial. Yeah.
Like I agree, Alchem, but I think even with the people being antisocial, like, okay, Alchem, would you count yourself as antisocial?
Oh fuck no! If I could go meet someone, I'd go and just the only
because like I would consider myself
very much.
Yeah, I would consider myself pretty introverted relatively, but I would be down to go to an arcade. If there was an arcade near me, I'd go to an arcade. If it was in a reasonable amount of distance for me to get to, like I wouldn't say no to that.
See, I used to think I was antisocial because I hate the prospect of calling, like, to order pizza. I hate the prospect of calling to order pizza. Later, I just found out it's just because I hate calling because my family always changes their mind mid-order. So I just hate that.
I don't like talking on the phone, but I don't mind talking. Talking on the phone is different for me. Like a physical phone, I don't know why.
Changes his mic into a phone just so suddenly he hits phobia.
I will. I just leave.
A little icon he uses for a mic. I'll just change it to a phone. He'll go away.
I'll just leave. I'm gone. 2 Buds 1 podcast canceled. It was a good run while it lasted.
It was good. He just suddenly removes the phone back to him like, we're back.
Oh, we're back. Yeah. But yeah, I do think phobia. I think another thing is Alchem with the whole society in quotation marks
society. Is that the problem is we live in a society.
That is a problem. I was literally trying to not say that, but I really wanted to say that. The problem is we live in a society. Okay. And
we couldn't avoid it. That joke was there.
Yeah, it was too much there. And I kind of just you know what it is, Alchem? I want arcades to exist again. Because I think
me too.
I think arcades was something that was cool and interesting. It just made me sad that they fell off so hard. Because like I get that, you know, the arcade attached to the grocery store and the places that have random bars that have arcades isn't going to exist anymore. Because it's just not that profitable. And I get that. But physical locations that have arcades, I feel like is a really missed industry.
I died. Oh. Hi. We'll be back in a few seconds.
Oh God, he's dead.
I know Jelly can probably hear me.
I can hear you, but it's
Jelly,
okay.
My connection died. And
his connection died.
In probably like I'd say 20 seconds.
25 seconds. Hopefully he'll be back.
So hold off whatever you're saying.
I am holding.
I thought it'd be fine.
It's okay.
We didn't have any connection issues earlier or throughout the stream.
I mean, to be fair, this is a pretty... oh, are you back?
I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. And I can see you again.
No, I heard you for a second, and apparently the connection died again.
Okay, connection died. Unlucky. But I can see you and hear you, and I can see you move.
There's Shelly over there.
Oh.
I don't know if he can hear me.
I can hear you the whole time.
I can't hear you still. Apparently, I'm not
Oh,
connected
damn.
to the Discord.
Unlucky.
Okay.
Oh, are you
Okay.
here?
Now I can hear you.
I
Yep.
could hear you the whole time. That was funny.
Okay, that's what I assumed.
You didn't know this outcome. I was responding to you. I knew you couldn't hear
That's
me,
what I
but
figured.
I was responding to you.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured you can hear me, so I'm just going over this, and yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Uh.
So what I was saying is that
Mhm.
I miss the vibe of arcades. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. No,
going to
I
an
get that. I get
arcade
that.
and just like playing some arcade games, hanging out, eating food, eating terrible food for you, but it tastes good because you're at an arcade. You know,
Yeah.
I honestly never really got that, and I wish I did. Because like when I
I'm sorry.
no, the arcades basically like weren't really a thing here.
Aw.
Um, so yeah, and the arcades that are around me now are basically like the Chuck E. Cheese's. And I went to an arcade with a friend and their son, and it was very frustrating. Not because, first of all, the kid was very young. He was like 7 at the time, I think, which is not a problem. The problem is that, as you know, he's very young. So we went to the kids section of this arcade place, and it was so frustrating to me because the kids section is right beside the adult section, and so he could see the adult games, right? And when I say adult, I don't mean like that type of adult. I mean like they had House of the Dead, and he saw it,
Okay.
and there wasn't a curtain around it. There was not like so the young kids could walk by and see the House of the Dead arcade machine, and I'm like he wants to play the game to shoot the zombies. I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't. You're not allowed to. It's not for you. And I'm like, why is it set up this way? Like he just wants to shoot zombies, but like I can't. It was not allowed. And
Meanwhile, me as a little kid just going pew 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 pew.
yeah,
Take that
yeah.
zombie, take that pew pew pew.
Yeah, well, he wasn't allowed, but like it's just so weird, and that experience to me was like I am annoyed a lot, not because of the stupid layout of the arcade. Also, the kids section was just full of gambling games. It was just all
Yeah, that's all
gambling
they are.
games, and it's just like
That's all
what the heck, man?
Dude,
Like
they gotta get them young. They gotta get them young.
they gotta get him young, yeah. And
But,
like I don't mind those
yeah,
types of games, but those are literally all of them. But yeah, so I hope the modern arcade comes back. I would love to have an arcade just to hang
yeah.
out. It's like there's this arcade run by a YouTuber that does arcade restorations.
Oh, that sounds so awesome.
But he lives in Texas, and the location is in Texas, at least from what I know. And it's also a really good buy because you buy a ticket, you buy a day pass, and all the
Yeah.
machines are on free play, which is really nice of him. And he also has like old consoles and old PCs set up so you can play like the Commodore 64 games, or like the Atari ST games or Atari 2600, like all those types of games. And I'd love to go to. I would go to if that was near me. I would go at least once a month. I feel like I would try my best to go at least once a month because I'd be totally down. but but yeah. So that was my last story, Alchem. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about, why don't we do some shoutouts?
Sorry, I just I wanted to look at the one you were talking about. Oh, cool.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
the time.
And
It's called the Time Rift Arcade, I think.
okay.
Yeah,
All right. So that's one. Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Now, guys watching in the stream, thank you all so much for watching the live podcast. I do appreciate it. Those who pop in on my channel, and for those watching either on YouTube or Spotify, I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast. Thank you for watching on either platform. It, honestly, here on Twitch, on YouTube, on Spotify, or any other platform you guys watch us on, it's all appreciated because with every little bit, we're glad we could provide some entertainment and you guys enjoy. And please continue to, and yeah, just feel free to support us on any way you want. You can do so through YouTube. You can do so through the Patreon. If you guys want to support my content, which you can find me on Twitch under my channel, you can find me just playing a bunch of different games and just commenting, doing whatever. In fact, in probably a little bit today, I'll probably hop back into VR chat because I want to test some more stuff with my models. But yeah, more related to the podcast though. You can always catch me alongside Jelly. I'm the little, well, currently, until I can fix my other models, I'm going to just constantly look like a ram over here on the right, where I'll just talk alongside Jelly about every single thing we can find interesting, gaming, internet, tech-wise, or even VTubing news. Yeah, go ahead, Jelly, you take the rest away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching in today's episode. I am the Techno Jelly. I really appreciate it. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, I really appreciate it. If you do, 95% of the people that watch all of the videos that I do, including the podcast, aren't subscribed. And so I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. If you would like to listen to the podcast on other platforms, we are also on YouTube Music and Spotify now. If you'd like to check out any of those, if you would like to check us out there. If you want to support directly, I have a Patreon where you would be featured in the credits of the regular YouTube videos and access to the pre-show of the Two Pods One podcast. So thank you for that. And if you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads, all at the Techno Jelly. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of Two Pods One podcast, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.